What's up, guys and gals? This is Roy from Roy's Customs, and I decided to do a little bit of welding today, and I'm going to test those welds using this 10-pound sledgehammer. So I'm going to get into that right away. In order to make this a relatively fair test, I'm actually going to go ahead and prep the metal like you're supposed to. Now that the metal's cleaned up and prepped, and it does have a beveled edge on it, I also went ahead and made sure I had a nice clean spot to ground it from. That way it's actually a fair and reasonable test. I actually don't want the camera too close to the welding area because of spatter and also lots of other variables as well, because I don't want to ruin my camera or my camera lens. Be good enough to give it a little test to see how well it welds together. I've also got another big thick piece of metal that I'm going to do as well. So you can see we got some pretty good welds. I didn't cheap out. We did get good welds, well, decent welds. This welder is such a beast. It was blowing holes. I went through and tried to like gap patch them, but I just gave up. But this should be good enough to get a good test to see what kind of strength it got from the weld. Like I say, this is a much thicker metal than what this is. But anyways, this welder is such a beast. It's a monster, and it's going to take me a little while to figure it out. Like as far as what settings that I want it on. You can see that actually just bent the metal, so completely satisfied with that yet. So I'm going to throw it on the ground and beat it around some more. Well, I broke my brick, so I guess that means that it was a pretty good test. As you can see, I kind of beat the crap out of this with the sledgehammer, and seems to me like the welds held up pretty good on it. As far as this goes, I kept just bending it. I didn't even crack the weld, didn't even phase the weld at all. If you can see in there, it didn't even phase that weld, and it's not even a very good weld. But anyways, a little trouble welding with it because it is such a much better welder than what I actually had expected, because the old Chicago Electric Harbor Freight welder I had was just kind of so-so. But this thing's a beast, and it's going to take me a little bit to get used to it, but once I figure out like the settings that I want and how I'm going to run the welds, I'll get it figured out. But it was good enough. It was actually good enough for just kind of the little test that I was running. Like I say, the welds held up really good. As you can see, the metal didn't survive very well. And it's pretty thick stuff. I mean, these are trailing arms. If you know anything about trailing arms, these things actually made very well. And they use really heavy steel. So yeah, I'll be honest, I'm really quite impressed with the welder and the durability of the weld and the quality of the weld too. Like I say, it's not that spectacular, but of course I I was kind of rushing the welds, and I had a little bit of trouble with it, but all in all, yeah, that was more than enough to test the actual quality and durability of the weld. So, anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. Feel free to subscribe. If you've got any comments, comment down below. Hit the notifications so that you can keep up with all my latest videos. And have a spectacular day or night, whichever one it is for you. Peace out.